Good morning, YouTube. How's everybody doing out there? I'm doing great. It's Sunday, it's 10 o'clock, and it's Easter. So, look at all this scrap wood that I have piled up in the garage. These are all the scraps that I have pretty much accumulated over the 2.5 years that I have been doing woodworking. And I had a pot left all over. I just wanted you guys to see all the scrap wood that I have. A plethora of it. I don't throw anything away. It's just a lot of junk and boards. Trying to get rid of it all. So, what are we doing in this project? Since it's Easter and I have all this scrap, I thought it would be cool to do an Easter bowl, one of these holiday bowls. If you guys saw my St. Patrick's Day bowl, that one turned out okay, not as well as I liked it. So I figured with the holiday that we do something a little bit different. Actually, this is a lot of the same. However, we're going to design the bowl a little bit different. So, of course, went to my favorite store for hobby stuff, Hobby Lobby. Picked up a lot of these like little trinkets and stuff, and I was like, okay, this will look cool in resin. Some fuzzy balls, some little rabbits and stuff. And I was like, okay, we can get this done. So, built up a nice big waste block, put these little fuzzy balls in there, made them all nice and neat. And then I got these things. These are like soft foam Easter bunny cutout things. And I was like, okay, we'll just put those on the side. Should be absolutely fine. Shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't have any issue. Also, I apologize in advance. I have no idea why my camera keeps zooming in and out like that. I think it's an autofocus on my camera, and I think I fixed that, so we'll see in the next video if I get that done. Anyway, so completed this project in March of 2021. So this is one of my more recent projects. Everything you guys are watching up until this point has been like things that I've stacked for videos in the future. But this is something that I've done fairly recently. So this is March 2021. These are the skills I have accumulated, LOL. So got everything in the bowl the way we wanted to. Now we're just pouring that East Coast resin on top, and it's going pretty good. Initially I thought I had enough resin, and as you'll see after we pull the blank out, it didn't turn out as well. You can already see those little bunny ears coming over the top. But I'm like, okay, not a problem. So here we are out of the pressure pot, super zoomed in, and here I am trying to zoom out again, trying to fix it. Boom, there it is. So there's the waste block. I've already glued on for the faceplate, and the casting looks really good. Up until the point where I noticed there on the top edge of it that there is not enough resin. And I'm going, oh my god, this is going to be a smaller bowl. I've had some issues. And there's like some weird like foam thing that happened. I guess the heat of the resin kind of delaminated some of the bunnies. And I'm like, okay, hopefully this doesn't go too bad. So here we are out of the resin, the actual mold itself. And it looks really good. East Coast resin, I love this stuff. It's crystal clear. It looks absolutely amazing. You can see there on top where the waste block is, I did not put enough resin. And I was kind of freaking out because I really thought this was going to be a smaller project. I'm like, okay, well, we got to get it done. We got to figure it out. So we'll figure it out. And again, zooming out, and you can see those bunnies. So got everything glued up the way we wanted to. Faceplate is going in. This is actually a pretty good shot, so I can't complain about the auto zoom in focus there. This actually looks really cool. So here we are, just putting in the faceplate. And just like my St. Patrick's Day bowl, this bowl gave me a lot of problems. First off, we started off with stuff that I put in the resin didn't mold the way I wanted it to. Secondly, I didn't put enough resin in it. And as you'll see here in a little bit, we're going to have some other issues. And I had to stop the actual bowl itself there for a little bit because one of the bunny ears was hitting my hand and I thought it was like a sharp piece of resin. So I didn't want to like freak myself out and like oh my god. Spoiler alert, I took care of it. So here we are, just getting everything nice and even on the lathe, trying to get everything nice and even as we typically would do. Faceplate went on really smooth, had everything nice and centered, so we didn't have a lot of problems with this. So all we're doing now is just trying to get everything nice and smooth down. We're getting good shavings and ribbons off. Fairly happy with the project up until this point. And now we're just looking to see where we're at. Because usually when I have the faceplate on like that, that's where I want to do a majority of my work, where I want to just get everything nice and even. If there's any kind of divots or dents in it, usually that's where I like to work it out. So that part went fairly quickly. So now we are super zoomed in yet again, trying to get that bottom part off before we start making our mortise. And you know, at some of these camera angles where it zooms in like this, it actually worked out pretty good. That's a fun angle right there, like super zoomed in. So here we are a little bit later, got everything, trying to fix the camera, and now we're just making the mortise. I have to get a new square carbide tool. This is one of the miniature ones that I had. I had to break this one out of retirement. I haven't had to use this tool in quite a while. This part, goes fairly well if you've seen my videos. Usually when I make the mortise, this part goes fairly smoothly. Not a lot of issues here. Just getting everything nice and even. And here we are trying to fit the chuck. Here I am trying to adjust it. And then boom, zoomed in again for no apparent reason. So, dug a little deeper, gouging out a little bit longer on the sides. Getting everything nice and smooth. Getting everything nice, even. And now we're done. And now we're going to flip it and reverse it. So, here we are, Ryobi drill. You know what? I don't know why everybody that has a drill, you have to pull the trigger a couple of times before you start unscrewing stuff. It's just, I don't know, habit. I guess just to make sure it works. Plus, it just makes a cool sound. Anyway, so here we are taking the faceplate off. That part's done fairly easy. And yet again, zoomed in. So here we are, a little bit, taking the chisel. Oh, by the way, I cut my finger here in a little bit. Actually, you won't even see it on video, but I actually, with that chisel, I was trying to get the glue off afterwards and totally sliced my finger open. But we did okay. We managed through. So here we are getting everything back on the chuck, me fighting with my camera, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Horrible YouTuber, by the way. Horrible YouTuber. There it is again. Yeah, so finally I got frustrated with it. Came back with the Sawzall. This is like one of the second projects in a row I've had to use this thing because I didn't pour enough resin. So instead of working all that stuff down with the chisel, I just decided to cut it. Be a lot easier. I need to get a new lathe, by the way. This thing has got a lot of miles on it, and I can't even pull the tailstock back as effectively. So here we are. You can see all the mess that's on that part. So then we're just taking the gouge, and now we're just trying to get a lot of that material off before we actually start the gouging process. And here I am just taking small little strokes with that round carbide tool, trying to get everything nice and even so we can start the fun part, the gouging part. And you'll see here in a little bit, but I hadn't noticed the cracks in the resin initially up until the point where I took off the faceplate there. But you'll see here in a little bit where there's actual cracks in the resin, and more problems just keep on coming. But that seems to be the theme here on Salty, Texas. So if you like amateur woodworking and a guy that doesn't know what he's doing, you're in the right spot. So this part took a little bit longer than anticipated because there was so much material to take off. But here you are. I didn't even show it. I thought I did show it. This is actually the first time I'm playing this back. So that's why I'm like, I thought I was going to show that part. So we got that little part off and everything up until this point. Now we are just gouging. But if I don't show it in here, I guess I'm not going to do that. There are significant cracks in the resin. And we haven't had that happen in a long time. This actually happened. I actually forgot about this part until this actually freaking happened. It was super frustrating. And I was like, okay, reset. So got it back on the lathe, and I'm just like the problem I've noticed. Okay, so you saw all of that pine wood that I had in the beginning of the video. Not all of it is pine. I go to we have a store here called McCoy's where they do scrap wood, and they just sell it in a cart for $1 a board. And a lot of that I think are a lot of harder woods that aren't pine. So when I mix the waste block, depending on how I'm gouging, some parts will go super smooth and then other parts take a lot more force. So it's that mixture that causes me to, get in there and have a lot of chatter with the chisel. And that's what caused that part to actually fly off. But I think also when it flew off the lathe like that, it hit the ground and might have cracked some of the resin. But I was like, ugh. So here we are, trying not to get frustrated with the project. I've already had it fall off the lathe one time. I'm just trying to save as much material as I possibly can. Really working the edge of the lip of the bowl really closely, because at this point, I am deadly afraid that the lip of the bowl is going to shatter because the cracks in the bowl are so significant. And I'm choking on my spit as I'm doing this commentary. Sorry. Anyway, nobody ever makes it to the 9-minute mark anyway. Excuse me. So anyway, so here we are trying to get everything nice and even on the bottom lip. Just taking the round carbide tool, small little strokes, slow and gentle wins the race, and trying to get a lot of that material worked out. And you can see the confetti on the back end, and there's a little bit, you saw a little bit of the cracks there, which aren't very appealing. Hi, Murphy. Dog's making an appearance while I'm doing the commentary here. But you can see the confetti that's like stuck on the back of the workbench there. So it's coming out. We're just trying to ease off a lot of this material. And I noticed a lot of the problems when I used the hot glue gun, getting that glue off when, like you can see right there, when I'm trying to use the round carbide tool, you gotta take small little strokes because it'll catch the actual chisel and then it'll just like start to chatter a lot. And you see my hands are absolutely covered in all this resin. So here we are a little bit later. I've got a death grip on the flat skew because I know it's not even, because when I adjusted it, when I took it off the lathe, when it flew off the lathe the first time, I knew there was an issue. So here I am, death grip on this, trying to get everything nice, even, and flat. I keep resting the tool on top, trying to get it as flat as humanly possible. And you can see a lot of the gouges there, and a lot of the imperfections in the resin. There's the big giant crack. And here we are, got everything gouged out the way we want. Here's a little bit. There's my poor finger. Oh my gosh, I almost lost it. And I always injure that finger. It's great. But here's some cracks, some imperfections. You can see, everything that I put in the resin looks really good. And here's the workbench, just completely. That's just one bowl. That's not even a lot of resin, and it's everywhere. So if you're getting into woodworking, that's what you have to look forward to cleaning up later. So here we are again, just trying to flatten everything out. And I debated whether or not to come back with a flat skew and try to get everything nice and even. And I was like, screw it. The project is already, in a tizzy. So I'm just like, go back and just finish it out. So what's the worst that can happen? It'll break, which I've had happen in the past, so it's not a big deal. So really glad I went back with the flat skew and got everything nice and even, because the end product looks a lot better. So once we got the workbench cleaned up, everything nice and flat the way we wanted, now we just came back with the sanding, 340 grit as we typically will do, and then we'll work our way up with the micro mesh and do some wet sanding here in just a little bit. Sanding I don't show. This is the wet sanding portion here. Everything's looking nice and smooth. Got all the micro mesh done. It's looking nice. Not too bad. Once you sand it, it doesn't look so bad. There are some cracks in it, but it's not the worst project I've done. I'm just having bad luck with these holiday projects. The St. Patrick's Day bowl didn't turn out the way I wanted. This Easter bowl definitely didn't turn out the way I wanted, but we got a pretty nice product. It doesn't look too bad in the end, but overall, I would give this a C- as far as like skill-wise. There are definitely projects coming up in the summer that look way better than this, but overall, really happy. Once you got it shined up, you can really see those little things that we put in there, those little balls. The wood makes it really good. And the clear, just crystal clear epoxy makes it look absolutely beautiful. So even though it's not perfect, it does look pretty nice, pretty good. You can tell it's an Easter bowl with little bunnies in there and the little fluorescent colors. So overall, C- project. Hope everybody's having a good Easter. Hope everybody's having a good holiday and a good weekend. I actually have to go to work, but hope you guys are doing well out there. Hope everybody is just having a good time. So there it is, all done and complete. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next project. Peace! Okay, take number 3. Here is the bowl, completely finished. I gotta hurry because there's something wrong with my camera. It keeps zooming in all by itself. I don't know how to take the autofocus or zoom in out, but there it is. Gave me all kinds of problems. This is the 3rd outro that I'm doing because I've had so many problems with the camera. But it doesn't look half bad. It's just another holiday project that did not turn out as well as I anticipated. But I hope to be doing better. This is the first year I'm really doing holiday projects. Next year is going to be better. But overall, we have something to show for it. Looks pretty cool. So I hope you guys got something out of it. Hope you guys are having a good Easter. Don't forget to subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subs before the end of the year. All right, so there it is. Easter bowl, done, completed. And I'll see you guys in the next project. Hopefully with less screw-ups. All right, peace. Hurt my finger. Bye.